If you're ready to finally make this the year you start making your own clothes, then you need this video. I'm going to be sharing with you the biggest mistakes I hear beginners making that stop them from making any piece of clothing. Hi, my name's Abby and I help absolute beginners start making clothes they love. So if that's you, be sure to like and subscribe below so you'll be notified when new videos are posted on the channel. And if you have questions, let me know below, because I'm actually going to make an in-depth video for each of these mistakes in the weeks to come. So if you have questions, I can answer them in a future video if you let me know below. Okay, so let's jump into the first mistake to make sure you aren't making it. The first mistake beginners make, and this is the most important one, okay? If you skip the rest of this video, fine, but make sure you watch this one, because most beginners I know do not thread their sewing machine correctly. If your sewing machine is jamming, if it's eating your fabric, if you're confused about how many tension dials your machine has, you probably don't yet know how to thread your machine correctly, okay? And that's okay, but we need to figure this out before we go anywhere with our sewing journey. Because if you thread your machine wrong or incorrectly, or you miss a step, your machine is not going to work right. And if it doesn't work right, it's going to feel scary, it's going to feel intimidating, it's going to feel confusing, and you're going to feel like you're bad at sewing. You're not. You just need to know the right way to thread your sewing machine. And this is such a common problem, and I really want to make sure you nail this. So I have actually put together a $5 sewing machine challenge, okay? It's linked below. You can join if it would help you out. It is a video series to show you step by step how to thread your machine, every part, every piece, to make sure you understand why you're doing what you're doing. And if you have any questions, concerns, you're not sure, your machine looks different, anything like that, you'll also get access to my private sewing community where you can ask me questions. I'm in there every day answering questions, helping people out. I just want to make sure everybody nails this step. I don't want anybody lost or confused. So if that would help you, let me know down below and you can join the challenge. Okay? So step one, make sure your sewing machine is threaded correctly. And again, I'm going to have a couple of videos coming out more in depth for this on the YouTube channel. But if you want help right now, the challenge is down below. Mistake number 2 is going to be hard to hear, but take a deep breath with me. It's okay to make mistakes, okay? The second big mistake that I really see is that people expect their first project to be perfect. And when their first project has an uneven hemline and the waistband is a little bit wonky, they're like, I'm bad at sewing, I can't do this, it looks awful, the end. And they want to give up with this. It's okay if your first project has a weird hemline, or it has a weird waistband, or your stitches don't match, or they're kind of wobbly. None of that matters, okay? Make that first project, make the second project, make the third. Because I promise you, the more you sew, the better your projects are going to get. It doesn't matter what your first project looks like. It matters that you're getting better each time. Because here's the truth, and this is what motivates me, because sometimes when I start really big new projects for myself, I also feel that way. I'm like, but I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to be a failure. I don't want people to think badly of me. But then I have to remind myself, if I don't sew anything, if I say, okay, I'm not going to start sewing until it's perfect, you will sew nothing. Okay, that's just the truth. But if I try and I do it really crappy the first time, and really crappy the second time, and really crappy the third time, but I learned a bunch, and the fourth time it comes out okay, and the fifth time it turns out pretty darn good, then I have created something that's pretty darn good. Yes, there were 4 failures along the way, but it eventually led to creating something that I liked or loved. But if I didn't start, if I didn't make the messy projects first, there would be nothing. And this is a big reason why a lot of people never make that first project. So you've got this. I believe in you. Let that first project be messy, okay? Messy, messy, messy. And to make this a little bit easier, use scrap fabric, okay? Get an old bed sheet and use that for your first project. That way the stress is extra low and you don't have to worry about, oh my God, the nice fabric, the pretty fabric, I don't want to waste it. Use junk fabric. Make this easy for yourself. The third mistake is thinking that you need to make your first project with a sewing pattern. Most people go to the fabric store, get their fabric, get their pattern, get their thread, go home, open the pattern, it looks like a foreign language, they put it away and say, oh, I don't have the skill for that. This is not the way I recommend it, and it's one of the hardest ways to make your first piece of clothing. You can actually make a lot of clothing without a sewing pattern. On my YouTube channel, I will link it here. I have an entire playlist of projects, clothing projects you can make that don't need a pattern. Pick one of those. Look through YouTube, look through Google. There's actually books on this. So find a project you can make that doesn't need a pattern, okay? I promise you, patterns are just adding an extra level of difficulty that you don't need when you're getting started. So find a video, find a project that you understand from beginning to end that isn't confusing you, doesn't look like a foreign language, and then make that project. Mistake number 4 is not pressing or ironing everything that you sew. Okay? People tend to start making their own clothes and they'll make something and they'll be like, oh my gosh, it looks so crafty. It looks so homemade. Like everyone's gonna know. A big reason that this happens is because you did not press your seams open. Okay? Whenever we sew something, 2 pieces of fabric together, we create a seam. That's what it's called when we stitch 2 fabrics together, a seam. Then we need to take that seam, open them from the back, and iron them down. This makes your clothes look much more professional, much more store-bought, and I promise you that if you do this and you start improving your sewing skills, your clothes are going to look store-bought in no time. On the topic of improving your sewing skills, another big mistake I see beginners make is not understanding how straight should their stitches be. Some of my students think that their stitches need to be ruler straight. And if they're not perfect, like a ruler, you use them to draw that stitch line, then it's terrible, awful, it's the end of the world. It's not like that, okay? If your stitches are a little bit wobbly, a little bit not perfectly straight, totally fine. Not a problem, okay? It's going to be great. Fabric has a little bit of this forgiveness to it when we stitch, that if your lines aren't perfectly ruler straight, you will never be able to visually tell, okay? Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, some of my students tend to be quite carefree and unconcerned with this, and their stitch lines can be a little bit fun and wild, okay? Now, we can't go too far. Now, so the stitches don't have to be ruler straight, but they also can't be too crazy. So somewhere in the middle. Now, I know people don't like that, so I'm going to put a couple of examples on the screen of like how straight is straight enough. But if you would really like a more in-depth discussion about this, I will have the future video coming out in a couple of weeks. But if right now you're wanting an answer inside of the $5 sewing challenge, I have a worksheet and a how-to video explaining exactly how straight your lines should be, tips and tricks on achieving it, and how to know if your lines are good enough. So if that would help you, the challenge is down below. You can join anytime. Mistake number 6 drives me absolutely nuts because nobody is talking about this, okay? So the mistake is you do not push or pull your fabric through the machine. The machine will set the speed for you. Think of it like driving a car, right? You don't push the car, that would be wild. Instead, you push the gas pedal, which is like pressing the foot pedal under your machine, and then the car goes a certain speed, Okay, so you press the foot pedal and the car or the sewing machine will go a certain speed. It will pull your fabric through for you. You are not pushing or pulling the fabric. You would not push or pull a car. You do not push or pull the fabric. Okay, so what you do in a car is you steer left to right and you try to keep the car going straight. The same is true for your sewing machine. You want to make sure that your fabric is going straight. So you steer it left and right, trying to keep it nice and straight. Okay? So do not push or pull your fabric. I'm going to show you really quick here. This is me. I'm pressing the foot pedal. I'm not touching this piece of paper, and it is going through the machine. Okay? So do not push or pull your fabric. It's going to cause so many problems. Like when your stitches look weird and your fabric is jamming and it's getting stretched and warped and wavy, it's probably because you're pushing or pulling. So the next time you go to sew something, let your fabric go through the machine and feel it. Notice that it is setting the speed for you. Okay? You don't need to push or pull. Mistake number 7 is people constantly trying to adjust their tension dial. First, your sewing machine only has one tension dial. If I have another person message me that they've been adjusting their tension dials and nothing is working, you only have one. And that one tension dial, you are going to set it to 4. Okay? Set your tension dial to 4 and then never touch it again. Okay? I have been sewing for 15 plus years. I have touched my tension dial twice. Okay? There is a time and a place to mess with your tension dial. The more advanced you get in your sewing, you can learn about this and you can start playing with it. But for your first project, set it to 4 and do not touch it again. I promise you, it is not the problem. Number 8, cutting your fabric crooked. Okay, I know a lot of people don't enjoy cutting out fabric. It is its own skill set outside of sewing your own clothes. But I promise you, if you take the time, go slow, and cut everything really nice and smooth, it is going to make your sewing much easier. If you cut really wild and jagged, it's going to be very hard to sew a nice straight line on your sewing machine. So if you struggle with this, please let me know down below. Let's chat. I'd love to see what's happening and be able to give you guys better advice in a future video. So if that's you, please let's talk below. Otherwise, in general, take your time, go slow, and do your best to make nice, smooth cuts. It will make your sewing easier. Mistake number 9 is not pinning your fabric correctly, okay? Pinning is really important. What it does is it holds your fabric in position while you are sewing. So the only thing you have to focus on is steering the fabric left or right. You're not trying to move the fabric and line it up and hold it in place while you're sewing. The pins should be doing that. So the first kind of big hurdle people have with this, you should pull your fabric where you want it and then pin it. Sometimes my students will have their fabric not lined up and they're like, well, that's where it is. Like that, I pinned it where it is. No, you're in control. You take this fabric and you pull it up, you line up those edges, and then you pin it in place. Okay? You are in control. The fabric is not. And the second big hurdle I see people making is that they pin their fabric parallel like this. And the problem is that when you pin like this, depending on how you put the fabric into your machine, the pins might be backwards or they might be underneath the fabric and now you can't see them. This is not a fun time. So instead, try pinning like this. That way, no matter where or no matter how you put your fabric in the machine, the pins are always visible, they're always easy to remove. And the third hurdle, please, 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 never, ever, ever, ever sew over your needles or your pins. We always sew close to them, we take them out, and then you keep sewing, okay? Do not sew over your pins. It is the fastest way to break the needle on your sewing machine. And mistake number 10 is that beginners always tend to overwhelm themselves with too much information. Now, I know you're a beginner, you don't know that it's too much, which is why I'm telling you now, okay? When it comes to what kind of needle does my sewing machine need, use the one that's on your machine, make that first project, okay? And if you're really stuck, you're going to use a universal. It says that on the package, a universal needle. Use that one. It is going to work for 90% of your sewing projects. You don't need to overcomplicate this, okay? Use the needle on your machine. The same is true for stitches. Beginners want to know what all of those stitches are on their sewing machine. When you sew, especially clothing, you are going to use a straight stitch 90% of the time, a zigzag stitch 5% of the time, and then that's really it. Like a straight stitch, zigzag stitch. Learn how to use those, learn how to be confident with them, start making your own clothes. Do not spend all your time learning about all those stitches. You don't need them. You need a straight stitch and a zigzag. The same is true for presser feet. So many beginners want to learn about all the presser feet. Don't do it. Use the one that's on your machine. It's called a universal presser foot. It's going to be used for 90% of your sewing projects, and it's going to be perfect for your first project. Thread is another one that sometimes people get really stuck on. You're going to use all-purpose synthetic thread. The end. Use that, get started, make your first project. Now that we've covered the big mistakes that are stopping most people from making their own clothes, which one has been stopping you? And do you feel like now you're ready to jump into that first project? If the answer is yes, amazing! I'm so glad. Jump in, do it. If you're still feeling a little bit nervous, let me know down below what's got you questioning, what's got you nervous, what's like, oh, I just need this and then I can get started. And let's talk it through and figure it out together. You got this. You can definitely make your own clothes. I believe in you. And until the next one, happy sewing!